I ain't trying to sin, no, I ain't trying to sin, pray to the Lord that he let me in.
Everybody, I'm Larry Ridley. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. Two teams will need their quarterbacks to step up and lead their offenses on the gridiron today. It's Osweiler's Texans going up against Rivers' Chargers. With that, let's get you out to San Diego. Here are Brandon Guyton and Charles Davis.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL takes us to the Mission Valley area of beautiful San Diego, California. Today, we're set for a good AFC matchup between the Houston Texans and the San Diego Chargers. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. They'll come out in the pistol. Now a first carry for Lamar Miller. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. And speaking of Lamar Miller, up over 1,000 yards this season for the Houston Texans, 5 touchdowns as well. And the second time in his 5-year career, he topped the 1,000 mark.
And he did it missing 2 games due to injury, so just think of what the numbers could have been. But looking forward, he is such a versatile player. I would not be surprised if Bill O'Brien adds a little more to his plate in 2017 and throws the ball a little bit more to him out of the backfield. Get him into space and let him create bigger plays that way as well.
And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground.
Detroit! Detroit! Now let's go!
Throwing now, Osweiler on first down. To the sideline, and oh, a nice catch there. Made sure the feet were inbounds, and they were. And here's the offense today that hopes to get off to a strong start. Pass it, now they face a second down. Out of the gun, it's Osweiler. And his throw here is incomplete. The Pro Bowler DeAndre Hopkins, the intended receiver. And it's third down. And we'll take a look quickly at the San Diego defense.
Denzel Perryman, a linebacker out of the University of Miami, knows how to play downhill and arrive with an oomph.
Incomplete pass on second down. Let's see what the offense draws up here on third. And the wideout in motion.
I see an extra DB on the field now for San Diego.
Yeah, indeed. From the shotgun, Osweiler. He finds his target, Fuller. And he's finally taken down, but not before getting across midfield and across the 45-yard line.
Everything about that play was beautiful. A great corner route where the receiver worked the defensive back inside and then broke back to the outside to the corner. But how about the throw by the quarterback? Anticipation on the break from inside to outside. He threw the football. As the receiver turned around, the ball greeted him.
To throw is Osweiler. He's going to loft one deep left side here. Oh, he had 6 points in his hands there. Couldn't hang on. Second down.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
On second down, here's Miller. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a third down.
The evaluation process in today's NFL does not take into account as much bulk as it does speed, and that's what we're seeing with the linebacker position. Those guys that can run, they can play at any spot because they can make plays on the opposite side of the line of scrimmage.
Let's go! Leopard! Gun!
On third down, Osweiler. And incomplete on the deep ball. They got pressure there and only rushing 3.
And there's a defensive coordinator right now who is celebrating not just getting home with 3 there, but realizing if that's the type of pressure he can get in the entire game, then his pass defense is going to be excellent. You're dropping 8. Where are you going to go with the football?
And it appears they'll go for it here on fourth down. A big call on the game's opening drive. They'll try and throw for it with Osweiler. He's going to try and go deep again. And this is caught. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins, 43 yards. And the Texans have taken the early lead. And the Texans take a 7-0 lead. Now it's Novak on. He'll send this one away following the touchdown. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. Now a play fake here on first down. Try to force it to Allen, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Kareem Jackson. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line. And now out comes Houston. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
In today's NFL, you hear all the time about stretching the field and creating space in order to run plays. A toss play will help accomplish that because now you're pushing a defense to chase you all the way to the edges and to the sideline. That's a nice run, probing now early to try and get things done later.
Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height, sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there. If he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback who has to slide and find open space to throw.
They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. Now it's Miller. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
On second down, here's Osweiler. This will be caught just inside the 10. It's a 10-yard gain there, and it sets him up now 1st and goal.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Miller, the lone setback. Here's Osweiler to throw. And he fires one incomplete. He was looking to get it to his running back, Lamar Miller. And now it's 2nd down.
There's so much precision in an offense, especially when you're throwing the ball. And in an out route, plenty of it.
A little too much.
Yeah, I remember back in the good old days, I was talking to a quarterback, and he said everything they did was on the count system. So when he took a snap, he counted in his head for certain routes, different time frames for each one, and he knew if the ball wasn't out of his hand at that point, he'd better eat it because the play was dead.
6 plays got him down here. This is play number 7, 3rd and goal. To throw again is Osweiler. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. C.J. Fedorowicz, a 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Texans will add on to their lead. And partner, they found a gap there on the post pattern in the middle of the end zone.
And ordinarily, that's a tough spot to find because there's usually coverage to take away that portion of the field. But they found a gap, and they exploited it.
Now it's Novak on. He'll send this one away following the touchdown. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. Now a first carry for Melvin Gordon. He takes this for 3 to the 29. Brian Cushing, the linebacker, in on the tackle. Time to get a glance at the offensive starters, and one of those isn't J.J. Watt, but it's Derek Watt that we talk about.
Nothing wrong with being little bro here. A starting fullback at the University of Wisconsin. Not many teams are utilizing this position in the NFL, but he fits perfectly, will be a great lead blocker, and can catch the ball out of the backfield. I know an injury knocked Melvin Gordon out of the last couple of games.
In motion is the tight end Gates. 3rd and short yardage, Rivers. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
The way the game's played now, you almost can take position affiliations off of guys. He may have been a running back, but they count on him to be a receiver and catch that football.
But he could not catch it. A big drop on 3rd down. They're indeed going for it. It's Rivers. And it's complete. Henry. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38.
Well, they picked up the first down, but I'm just going to say it. I didn't like it before the ball was snapped, and I don't like it now that they picked it up. Think about field position on their own side of the 50. They don't get it. They put their defense in a bad spot, and it's just not a decision that pays off very often.
Well, it wasn't 4th and a yard. There was some meat on that bone.
There really was. Fortunate to get it in that situation, but not a call I would make very often. We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. 1st level defensive line, 2nd level linebackers, 3rd level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a 1st level run, and it was stopped by a 2nd level player.
No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
No gain on that run, and while the team is down, there's still time to come back and win the football game. If I'm the offensive coordinator, though, I've got to think about moving at a faster pace and maybe opening things up a little bit and throwing it a little bit more.
He's going to look deep down the field. It's caught inside the 25. And all the way in. Touchdown, San Diego. Keenan Allen, 58 yards. And the Chargers are able to make this a close game again. And he puts it through. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And now out comes Houston. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They've got to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out. Brandon, if I told you in preseason that DeAndre Hopkins would have less than 1,000 receiving yards, would you have looked at me funny?
I would have. He's coming off a 1,500-yard season, and he's gotten better each and every year through the first 3.
And they have weapons around him now. Will Fuller can stretch the field. Braxton Miller, when they get him back healthy, he can fly as well. They got Lamar Miller as a running back in free agency. They've got people who can stretch things open and get the ball to DeAndre Hopkins in open field, but he had a connection that wasn't very good with his quarterbacks this season.
And by the way, Charles, touchdown production dropped big time too. 11 last season, 4 this year. See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down.
Set. Detroit.
Now Osweiler. And to the left side, Fedorowicz has it. That goes for a gain of 31.
As we continue to advance in the NFL, as people continue to scout players, they really don't care as much about body types as they care about those guys who can make people miss, run through tackles, and gain all that additional run after catch. Anybody who has that ability, they want them on their team.
So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. They isolate Hopkins on the left side. They go play action here on first down. And he just gets rid of it, throws it away. A wise move there, looked like nobody open, now second down.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it.
Hurry up, here we go. Leopard.
Again on 2nd and 10 now. It's Osweiler. Going to throw deep for the end zone. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. Braxton Miller, 27 yards. And the Texans will extend their lead. And, partner, they found a gap there on the post pattern, and it was in the middle third of the field.
And that's really difficult to do because ordinarily the safeties are back there to prevent that happening. But they found the opening and exploited it.
Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. The Chargers offense now, they get set to head back on the field. And they're going to need another score. Got one last time, but still down here.
When you're playing catch-up, every possession becomes crucial, doesn't it? It's vital. Get back out on the field, punch in the end zone again. They know it's not easy, but what they do have going for them, they did score the last time. They think they've got a good formula working.
And what about the defense?
Well, now you're just saying to yourself, okay, give up a score last time. What adjustments do we need to make to slow them down now and get the ball back for our own offense? Is it more pressure? Is it more zone? What do they have to do? They're trying to figure that out themselves.
We'll see if they can figure that out right here. In motion is the tight end Gates. Now a second down throw for Rivers. Sets up the screen to Gordon. 9 yards up there, and it keeps the drive alive. So here we go, 1st and 10 now.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. Well, looking back, it was a solid season for Williams. 69 catches. He was up over 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns. Fantasy sleeper is an understatement for what he did.
I can't believe you brought him up because I have a feeling you've got your eye on him for your fantasy team or teams for 2017.
I'm just going one team next year, but, man, he was impressive.
Yeah, did you know that he was ranked 81st on one fantasy roster last year?
I'm impressed.
In his draft. That's pretty impressive. He far exceeded that number and expect him to continue to play to that level.
Throwing, Rivers. Gates has it over the middle. And partner Antonio Gates coming back for another year. It'll be his 15th season in 2017.
And how about, let's just talk about not just the longevity, but he's in a position now where he can break a tie with Tony Gonzalez because they both have 111 touchdowns at the tight end position. Antonio Gates' first touchdown of 2017, that'll break that tie, and he'll be number 1.
That's pretty impressive. Probably going to be playing behind Hunter Henry, second-year man, but just the sustainability, how long he's lasted in the league, impressive.
And think about this, Phillip Rivers, so excited to have him back because Hunter Henry's playing well, but Mr. Reliable is Antonio Gates.
And here comes play number 6 on this drive. They'll come up now in the Wildcat package. On second down, they'll run with Gordon. And this play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back to the 15. And now the Texans want to call another timeout. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down.
The 180er. 190.
Rivers to throw this time. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Slants are so tough to cover because everything happens so fast. But sometimes it happens too fast for the guy catching the ball because all of his movements have to be quick off the line of scrimmage, and then all of a sudden the ball's right on top of you. And maybe he got a little bit ahead of himself there.
Yeah, a lot of times coming in with good pace, and he dropped it. So they were able to move the ball into the red zone, but they'll wind up coming away with just 3.
Yeah, 32-yarder. That's equal to an extra point nowadays, and those are no problem for an NFL kicker.
And now out comes Houston. Now Osweiler on first down. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away. Let's look ahead for a quick minute. We don't have the schedules yet for next year, but what we do have are the 5 international games that will be played, 4 in London and then 1 again in Mexico, Jacksonville, Baltimore, Miami, New Orleans, Cleveland, Minnesota, Rams, and Arizona. Those in London, and then Mexico's going to get a great game. The Raiders and New England.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And just think about the ones in London. Remember, they're splitting them between the 2 different stadiums in London, so they get a different flavor in all these places. But Mexico, for the 2nd straight year, the Raiders are coming to town. That should be a whole lot of fun.
Should be a ton of fun and a very good matchup. So a ways to go here on 3rd and 10. The wide receiver moving to a new spot. On 3rd down, Osweiler. He's going to rifle one deep left side. He's got a man, complete. And he takes it all the way down to the 32.
Now, that play will end up on the highlights, and you'll see it all over the place. But what you won't see, the offensive line that bought the extra time, that allowed for the big completion downfield, those guys made that play possible.
And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now just under 30 seconds to go in this first half.
Fans do love the long ball, don't they? And he already found his guy once. Tried to give him another chance there, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Couldn't connect, but as you alluded to, he does have that touchdown from earlier, trying to keep him in the rhythm.
All right, now. Detroit! Detroit! Set! Leopard!
And he motions the wide receiver. 2nd and 10. It's Osweiler again. His throw caught right around the 6. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. In the red zone this time. Throwing again, Osweiler. And incomplete, he dropped it in the end zone. Will Fuller was the intended target, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. Throwing, Osweiler. And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left. On 3rd and goal, Osweiler. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. C.J. Fedorowicz in the final seconds of the first half. And the Texans will add on to their lead.
That's one of the better examples of clock management I've seen. Whittled it all the way down just about and still put the ball in the end zone.
Yeah, just a methodical drive and something really to take into the lockers here. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll get it up just past the 20, and his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. Now the Chargers offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
And the slot man goes in motion left. He'll start on the ground. This is Gordon on first down. And they're able to get this one across the 35. So 2 quarters down, 2 remaining. What's that? Now? Oh, we're back. Okay, well, something happened to Larry on the halftime show, I guess. We're ready for the 3rd quarter. Let's go. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. Fielded about a yard deep. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Out comes the Chargers as they'll go on offense now to start this 3rd quarter. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the 2nd half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is a really, I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the 2nd half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. 2nd down now after the pass completion. One man in the backfield is Gordon. Rivers now on 2nd down. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down. Defense looking to hold serve one last time here on 3rd and 7. Rivers off the play fake to Woodhead. He's going to float this over the middle deep. So they took a shot there on 3rd down, couldn't get it. Now it's 4th.
And you just know when that play call came in, their eyes lit up, because anytime you get a chance to take a big shot downfield, that's a lot of fun, and they missed an opportunity.
So it looks like the offense isn't going anywhere. They're going to go for it on 4th and 7.
Set. 380. Hey, Rocket. Hey. Set.
They're indeed going for it. It's Rivers. And they hit him as he throws, as this one's going to go straight down to the turf. Incomplete. A look at the offense now here, coming back out on the road for their first possession of the 2nd half. And they'll start this drive with very good field position.
Now let's go.
They'll try and get the run game going. This is Miller. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Lamar Miller, 27 yards. And the Texans will extend their lead.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run. And one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll be taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. Here comes the Chargers offense now back out onto the field. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
Williams, a man in motion right. Rivers going to turn and give this one to his running back, Gordon. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Tackle made there by Quentin Demps.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. So here we go. The offense is going to stay out there. They're going for it on 4th and 8. 5 receivers in the game, 4 of them to the left side. Now Rivers. A hit as he throws, and this is going to be incomplete. So certainly an...
3 chains. Ow. Caught up in my, put your head on backwards, then scared